Hi, I'm Peter Nixon at the Potential Dialogue Institute studio here in Hong Kong. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to the stream of online modules called Leading Dialogue. And this obviously makes reference to my book on dialogue called Dialogue Gap. And let me just explain what are the 6 modules. Here's how it fits into the 5 streams and 30 modules. We start with details on the dialogue gap, dialogue blockers, etc. Then we get into dialogue skills and methods, and then how to design and run great meetings where the dialogues take place. And then specifically, if you want to become a great presenter, uh, we can cover that in the Star Presenter module. And if you want to step up and become a great trainer, international caliber trainer, either online or in person, we cover that in the Train the Trainer module. So let me just quickly explain what is involved. First of all, the first session, in terms of the dialogue gap, we explain what is dialogue gap, we explain why has it arisen, and then we get into our research on what we call dialogue blockers. And it's basically the long list of reasons that stops people in companies and in organizations from listening to each other. Why don't they speak to each other? Why don't they express themselves? Why are they finding it so hard to be present with each other? Uh, why don't they respect each other and each other's views? And why is it so hard for them to suspend assumptions? This is really important because as you reflect on our research and the reasons behind why people don't dialogue, it'll give you a lot more insight into your own organization and maybe also you personally on how you can improve. So this one's pretty basic and important to the entire stream on leading dialogue. Once you understand dialogue in general, then we dive into the details. And specifically, if you want to become a better dialogue leader, you need skills. And dialogue skills, we have identified 10 specific skills in each of the 5 categories. First of all, presence. How to become more present and more effectively present in dialogue. How to be respectful of other people in dialogue. How to express yourself, or how to get others to express themselves. Really important. How to suspend your assumptions, your beliefs, your egos, your thoughts that you know the answer to the problem. And the final one I call absorbing, and it's really how to listen at a much deeper level, how to recognize thoughts and feelings that are emerging even before they're expressed. So you're really absorbing the messages. Dialogue skills, critical to all of the streams, all of your success as a leader. But it's not just skills that you need, you also need to recognize that different methods can be used to generate dialogue in different situations for different reasons. This is a big part of my book. And in this module, we will practice and I'll introduce some of them. For example, Gestalt therapy, number 21, is highlighted on the list. That's where only people that have actual experience on the topic under discussion can share their experience. They can't share their opinions, they can only share their experience. Gestalt therapy, very popular method, and people who've used it love it and resent people giving opinions without having the experience. Or number 33, for example, another method called positive deviance. That's where you get the people in your team or your stakeholders to talk about the exceptions. You know, everything seems to work according to plan, but there's always exceptions. Well, let's explore those exceptions and understand why do they exist, what causes them, and how can we learn from them? Because maybe it's those exceptions that are going to open the door to a new way of doing things that's better, more effective, more efficient than the way we've been doing things in the past. So there are over 50 different methods, both online and in person. And leaders and managers today need to know how to use those. Very important. The next module in leading dialogues is two aspects of it. The professional meeting planner is how we have approached working with corporate leaders who have asked us over the years to design and facilitate important meetings. We have a very specific approach, which we share with you in this module. And then the online meeting guidebook is really 7 months of garnering a lot of best practices around running Zoom meetings. What do you do before, during, and after? Tips on some of the hardware, software aspects. Some people know it, some people don't know it. But the last thing that you want to do, either as a person leading a meeting or a person attending a meeting, is to attend a meeting that's badly managed, badly organized. It's a waste of time. And if you're invited to those types of meetings, you don't want to go. Or you might go and just press the mute button. Or you might skip it and say, send me the minutes. Very important if you want to be a good leader to run good meetings. So that's what we cover in this module. In the Star Presenter module, there's several things that good presenters do in 5 specific areas. They manage the audience. They know how to read the audience. They know how to manage the stage, whether their stage is right here in front of a microphone in a studio, or their stage is in an auditorium in front of 10,000 people. Good presenters know how to manage their stage and all the things that go with that, the equipment, etc. They know how to manage themselves and the fact that they're nervous, their voice, their throat, all of the aspects involved in managing yourself as a performer on stage. So important when you're presenting. They're also very good, star presenters are good at the content. And as you know, some content's badly laid out, some content's well laid out, some content is too much volume, and some contents leaves you hanging. But how you manage it and how you present it, how you tell your stories, all of that's very important. And then finally, the flow of your presentation needs to call into effect experience, because how you start and how you finish is very important, but how you lead the audience or the participants up and down through your session as energy rises and energy dissipates is so important. So these are all really key, and that's what we cover either online or in person. Star presenter is very important. And finally, if you want to become an international trainer, best practices, fly around the world as I've had a chance to do, I can tell you there's a lot to learn. And this is where I share all of those things you've got to learn. STAR, to begin with, stands for strategic, timely, action-oriented, and relationship-focused. First of all, you have to be authentic. You have to walk the talk. And there's a lot of things that are involved in that. You can't just pick up a leader's guide and pretend to train it, because people want to understand that you're real, that you believe in what you're saying, that it's not just BS. So being a subject matter expert is an important aspect of that. Now, I know we're all on a journey, and I certainly didn't feel like a subject matter expert when I started out, but I had ways of being an expert in the smaller areas that I had studied and worked with. And as I gained experience, my expertise grew, and the breadth and depth of that expertise grew. And that's what people want. They want to know that you're a subject matter expert, because nowadays, if you're not the expert, they can go online and read it or watch a video from people who are experts. You need to be an engaging presenter. This links obviously to Star Presenter, but it's presenting in terms of being a great trainer. And a presenter on stage as a speaker is a little bit different than being a great trainer. And part of that training and group process is also being a great facilitator, because you'll have people in the class who learn faster than others. You'll have some people in the class who want to ask questions, while others want to skip the topic and move on to the next one. So all of those types of skills, very important to be an outstanding trainer. And those are typically areas where inexperienced trainers start to show their inexperience. And the last area that I find is very important is that the best trainers are really compassionate. They're mentors. They want to really help each and every person in the class, each and every person in the group, whether it's a big group or a small group. They feel very personally connected. And you know, if you don't feel that way, it links back to whether or not you're authentic. So some pretty important aspects there if you want to be a star trainer. Let's just review backwards. We'll help you become a star presenter if you're in need of presentation skills. We will help you run great meetings if you're now in charge of running those meetings, or if you're just participating in meetings that aren't going very well, we'll give you tips on how to be a better participant to make the meeting go better. We can give you some advice on the different dialogue methods that are available, when to use them, how they work, and where to get more information on them. We can give you, and we give you practice on dialogue skills by doing little exercises and having some fun with those. And we help you identify what's blocking you and others in your organization from actually dialoguing with each other. All really important stuff. If you want to learn more, go to PDI online at potentialdialogue.com. Contact us. We'd love to help. We have knowledge, we have experience, and we have technique, and we apply it all in your specific situations, not theoretical situations. We ask you to explain your situations. So in the meantime, keep safe, wear your mask, socially distance, and we will be okay. Thank you.